of EXP walking into this out of anybody. Out of anybody. I mean, that's a big contribution to his dad. His dad was the ultimate EXP boost. Because before the hypertonic time chamber, even though Gohan was getting his head meshed in, he didn't have more experience than his dad. But his dad transferred all his experience to him. So all the things that Gohan went through before the hypertonic time chamber, in addition to all things Goku went through his whole life, pff, boom! Obviously, you have a Super Saiyan G2, right? That's a lot. That's a lot. So, but Gohan lived by this sink or swim mentality, and making it without a plan. He's the poster child of those things, just being out there and just not sinking, just hanging in there, and Gohan is the master of just making it without a plan and just being out there raw and taking your licks and coming up, not necessarily walking in with any kind of experience or the outright most talented. Gohan shows us that us normal kids can do it. That through, all you gotta do is just keep leveling up, keep surviving, keep banking points, experience points, and you can catch some of these OP motherfuckers out here, or these people with a whole bunch of natural ability that seem to kind of just rest on their laurels in some instances. There's a distinct difference between a person who learns through outright grit and determination and studying and EXP how to play basketball and a person who already is naturally gifted in playing basketball. Those are two different animals. Those are two different ways of getting down. And Gohan shows us which way we'd rather have it. Straight up. Gohan did more with less, whereas opposed to Vegeta did more with just enough. And Goku did more with more. And Goku had all the training. He had all the certificates. He had all the push-ups. He had all the stamina. He had all the techniques. And he did more with that. He took those things and he multiplied them. Vegeta didn't have all that. Vegeta just had his instincts, his awareness. Shout out to Vegeta because Vegeta probably has one of the highest awareness attributes or ratings in the whole series. I mean, everybody's level 99 at this point. Everybody's got all their stats laid different ways though. And Vegeta's awareness is really, really high. Goku has awareness in a different way. Vegeta has awareness in a whole nother, and that's his awareness is really, really high. But that's what he had. He had his Saiyan lineage. He had his physical endurance, and he had his awareness, and his ability, to see beyond, to read between the lines. That's all he had. He didn't have King Kai. He didn't have Master Roshi. He didn't have Kami and all those experiences from Dragon Ball and as far as martial arts is concerned. And all those and Korn and Flying Nimbus and Master Gohan. He didn't have any of that. He didn't have a caring nest, that he can retreat back to. All he had was war experience. That's all he really had. Besides everything we already mentioned. On top of the awareness, on top of the probably the best physical endurance in the whole series, and his Saiyan lineage, all he had was his war experiences in himself. He could only depend on himself. But he did what he did. He did more with that. After meeting Goku, he was able to take all those things and make himself even more than what he was just destined to be under Frieza. Gohan, as we already stated, did more with less. Gohan didn't have a war history, or battle wounds and a whole bunch of techniques to rely on, or a whole bunch of masters, or even a whole bunch of family to rely on for a while. He was able to do more with that. Gohan is the master of doing more with less. Goku's the master doing more with more, and Vegeta's the master doing more with just enough. So they all, pick one. Any one of these you can take them and run with it, and you probably could be a really good individual. But now we get to the really sad part of all this. Gohan losing himself in his power. Then we started getting to really the melancholy of the situation. We said everything we needed to say about where Gohan was, and maybe where necessarily where everybody was power level was, but Gohan in his emotions starts to really lose sight of the goal, and I can understand making wanting to make Cell suffer, but he didn't listen to his dad. Him and his dad have been twinsies, best friends, all up until this whole point. They're on fire. As Super Saiyans and as father and son. But this is the one time he decided not to listen to his father. His father's like, "Hey man, get that ass. Let's go home. This is a wrap. Like we know you got it. Like make that happen so we can go home, bro." And Gohan doesn't listen, and then we end up losing a few people after that. And the writers kind of spared Gohan from the agony on this. I mean, we feel that a little bit, but we don't. It's really not as deep as I feel like it should have been. And again, perhaps that's what they should have did going forward. Instead of the Blue Saga, is giving us a little break from the cell as far as the time, but not throwing it so far. And really, letting us see Gohan struggle, because this is deep, man. This is one of this has to be one of the most fucked up endings in all anime history, because of who we lose and who we come to know and why we lose them. We didn't have to. Goku didn't have to go on. All you had to do was listen. You even listen to your dad all the way up until now. Why, not listen at that point? That's all he had to do was listen, and that's all he had to do was put the nail in the coffin, and everybody would have went home and turned the fuck up. Maybe except for Vegeta, but even Vegeta might have been like, all right, fuck it. I still got time now. Like losing Goku was devastating to everybody, and it's probably most particularly Vegeta. Goku. It probably went Gohan, Chi Chi, Vegeta, or you might even throw Vegeta on top ahead of Chi Chi as far as who Goku's losing Goku hurt the most. But we don't we feel that with Vegeta. We feel that Vegeta. So maybe Vegeta wouldn't have came um, to the party if Gohan did what he did, because Vegeta was probably like, all right, man, you still stronger than me. I ain't trying to kick it with your ass. I'm gonna go somewhere and train. Like this sucks, and your son is stronger than me too. So I guess I need to go back to the drawing board. So you guys can celebrate your little win, but I'm gonna be back for that ass. Like now that I know what I'm up against. Like, but they would if Goku didn't turn up on Planet Yardred, they would have turned up so tough after this. And and we could, and even in the episodes we see leading up to the Cell Saga, Gohan's birthday, the Ram episode, um, you know, the Goku, getting the new Dragon Balls or the new Guardian episode, all that good stuff, man. All those great, fantastic, beautiful episodes. Those it would have been that and more if Gohan would have sealed the deal. But instead, we get the exact opposite. Super melancholy ending, one of the most melancholy and sad endings of all anime. So sad that I guess they had to go ahead and make the Buu Saga, because everybody was just like fucked over this ending. Because we didn't have to lose Goku. We didn't have to. Goku didn't want to be dead. Like, but he figured that was the only way out of the situation. And he didn't want to be wished back, and that all makes sense. And it's just like, fuck, man, go on. What did you? Why didn't you just, make it happen? Like, because this it could have been the greatest anime ending of all time, and the greatest happy anime ending of all time. But we get one of the greatest melancholy anime endings of all time. Thanks, Gohan. So that's one thing we can knock Gohan for is not smacking Cell, mouth all the way off. He smacked Cell's mouth 3/4 of the way off, not all the way off. At the time he was supposed to do it. But we really are devastated by this, by losing Goku, because then inexorably we lose Vegeta, And then Vegeta again gives us one of the most, takes us even deeper in the pit, as far as the melancholy is concerned. I don't know which one's worse. I really don't at this point. I really don't. I still don't know which one's worse. But losing Goku is pretty significant, because I guess you have to say Goku, because if Goku doesn't go, then Vegeta doesn't go. Vegeta doesn't have an excuse to quit. Like, but this is just rough. This is just rough. It was just rough to watch, and it's rough letting go and putting all this out there. So, and closing the door all of Dragon Ball Z, um, because we lose a few people again, as we said at the end of Vegeta. Um, Time. So that brings us to the next thing, man. And like I said before, the Cell Saga, the Hyperbolic Time Chamber, the Android Saga, the Super Saiyan Saga, whatever you want to call it, really highlight for us the value of time, and time is the most valuable thing. It's just not enough. We can't replicate time. We can double, triple, quadruple down on our money, but we can't earn our time. Once that second gone, it's gone. Every second matters out here, and that's what Goku was just. He was just exuding that whole thing. He became the personification of the whole theory that 10 days before those beautiful episodes of 10 days before the Cell game started. Because Goku and his foresight might have saw things going this way. You know, and even though he was trying to not to let that happen. That was the worst case scenario. And he was like, Gohan, yo, you know, let's get this done, man, so we can go home. But you know, time, time. There's just not enough time, and then we just wish we had more time with Goku. We wish we had more time with all these characters when it's all said and done. Um, and then we start to fantasize about the days before all this happened and the what ifs. Gohan, taking care of business and blah blah blah. The tournament would have been real. Even Vegeta might have got down because the tournament would have been so real. But yeah. So, but that all that aside, Gohan just really just shows us normal kids that it can be done. It can be done through grit and outright survival. It can be done. It can be done. You can become OP. You can do it out here. You don't have to jump out of the gym. You don't have to have all the techniques up right out front. But if you just hang in there and keep getting those EXP points and maybe get your head beat in a little bit, eventually you'll you'll be on the level, if not higher than the level. So shout out to you, Gohan. Shout out to you all. All the voice actors. You know, the character that is Goku, the character that is Vegeta, Dragon Ball Z all day. And it's the thing about Superman, they don't carry all this over. They don't carry all this over. The Buu Saga carries over this a little bit, but then we just it completely drops off at Super, and it might drop off a little bit more at Dragon Ball GT too, but still, um, but again, that's all in the big of Dragon Ball Z. It's nothing like Dragon Ball Z. It will never be anything like Dragon Ball Z. It was the beginning of everything for me as far as anime is concerned, and really understanding what a superhero is and a superhero isn't. And Goku is still the legendary Super Saiyan, the greatest superhero, and he was successful in replicating all of that in his son. So, what's Goku's greatest achievement? Gohan, hands down. It's not Frieza. It's not the Super Saiyan transformation. Even though all those things are important, the Kaioken technique, the capsule training, all that stuff is important. But it was Gohan. Gohan is his greatest gift. Our lives are not our own. We are here for everybody else. And it's hard to really wrap your mind around that because we're selfish individuals to begin with, so we want to take credit for our own successes and our own, this is mine, I did this, not you, we want to clutch on to everything because our time is so short, our time is so valuable. But, you know, all of Goku's feats were just multiplied and endowed in his son, and his son just took it to a whole nother level. So he did all he did so his son could do it. So I'm here on this internet just for somebody else to hear it. It's not for me. I'm not bigging myself up. I mean, and I'm at the mall when I'm at the mall because I'm there for a reason. Because I'm there to be there for somebody else. Or and we can go on and on and on. I'm not at the mall because I technically necessarily want to be there. I kind of do because I like buying shit, but but still, I'm not there solely for that reason. There's way more to it. You know, we all bump it in and crash into each other, and a lot of times we're crashing each other for very good reasons. We just don't know it. Everything happens for a reason. We're here. We're here for somebody else. We're here for somebody else, and Goku was here for Gohan. Gohan was here for us, and I'm here for you. So how about that, all right? Um, yeah. So man, shout out to but regardless, shout out to all of them. That doesn't take away from all the things that you've accomplished in your life. It definitely doesn't take away from things Goku accomplished in his life. They just got multiplied and endowed in his son, and I'm sure he was very very happy to see that. I'm sure beyond DDT and Frieza and talking shit to Cell and talking shit to Vegeta and the Kaiokens and the push-ups and the backflips and the Super Saiyan transformations and all that stuff. I'm sure. I mean, if Goku was here with us, he would say, the thing that made him the most happy, the things that made him the most proud, was seeing his son turn up, seeing his son be that strong. That's the thing. That's his trophy. Everything else was fun, but it didn't hit his heart the way it did. And that's what it is, man. That's what it is. That's why Goku's the best, and that's why Gohan is the best 2.0. and I really wish Goku would have taught Gohan the Kaioken technique. That would have just sealed the deal. That would have just made everything flush. That would have completely solidified the passing of the torch. And if Gohan just did the Kaioken just once as a Super Saiyan, not even a Super Saiyan 2, just a Super Saiyan trying to get Cell off his head and giving Cell a little bit more extra work than he thought he was going to get, before the Super Saiyan transformation. That would have been lit. I mean, I understand, Goku, you want to keep some things to yourself, like the instant transmission, the Kaioken, those are mine. I teach you everything else, but those are mine, but still, it'd have been, the complete passing of the torch would have been there if, Gohan did the Kaioken at least once. That'd have been absolutely lit, but, oh well. We can always Kaioken Goku is my favorite Goku, so that's always his, I guess. But I really wish he would share that with Gohan just for my own fanboy sake. Not the Spirit Bomb. Who cares? Spirit Bomb's trash. And I keep the instant transmission for yourself because I wouldn't teach anybody else that shit either. But the Kaioken, you could have taught the Kaioken Goku, and he would have it probably would have gave us another episode to do AMV on, and it probably would have been lit. But other than that, man, that's a wrap. That's a wrap. That's it. That is a wrap on Dragon Ball Z, man, and that's crazy. That is crazy. We've been through a lot of episodes. We said through a lot. I try to say a lot in the AMVs. So it's been such a journey, and Dragon Ball Z gave me the platform to start this whole project on for real. It's like the foundation of everything's kind of built on. We talk about Divine Mercy. We talk about fatherhood. We talk about music. We talk about life. We talk about anime, and but under the ground of all that we're forming is Vegeta and Dragon Ball Z as a whole, and Goku and Gohan, and it's lit. It's lit. And I don't know where I would be without these characters. I don't know where I'll be without Goku, and then thus I don't know where I'll be without Gohan. And that's what I try to get across in the the farewell to a hero, the farewell to the hero AMV. Where would any of these characters be? Where would I be? Where would my generation be? Anybody who's not ashamed enough to fanboy out on this stuff like I am, where would we be without Goku and Dragon Ball Z and the opening of Dragon Ball? And shout out to Bulma again. But what would life have been for these characters? What would life have been for me? I don't know. And that's what. So shout out to JoJo. That's what that whole thing was about. And but yeah, we're gonna get to a whole other AMV right now, and that'll be, in this particular sense, the last Dragon Ball Z AMV. So, anything else is going to be just hit it and quit it. Nothing long term, unless something crazy happens. Unless Akira Toriyama wakes up one day and it's like, man, I really want to continue Dragon Ball Z off in the way it was, not super. I want to get the crew back, get the pencils and the coloring pencils and do it the old way and get some shit popped off that way. You know, let's start from where Gohan loses his dad and see where we can go from there. Let's just do an alternate universe kind of thing. You know, then that's a whole different scenario. That's a whole different tree trunk to chop. But we'll see. We'll see. Anyways, take care of yourselves. Level up. The level up is real. Hopefully you enjoyed all the Dragon Ball Z stuff. Comment, subscribe. Let me know, what this anime meant to you, how deep it is for you. If I'm the only fanboy out here, and if I'm not, let yourself be known, and let Goku and Vegeta and Gohan know, what they meant to you, and where would you be without this series? Like, seriously. And then don't be ashamed. We all here to have fun and talk, and we all grown. We have work and relationships and stuff like that. So it's not the only thing that we have in our mind, but still, it's so influential and it's so potent, and this series did so much for so many things, pop culturally wise, for a whole generation, that it deserves credit. It deserves credit, and it deserves your input. So let us know. Alright. So comment, subscribe. The podcast is live. iTunes, Stitcher is all linked up. And I'm trying to see how I can get some other things worked out. The Gun and Wing stuff is done. I just don't know how to get it out there without having a bunch of lawyers on my head. And same thing with the Ronnie Kitchen stuff. So I'm trying to figure all that out. But we're pushing for some more things on the project. If you haven't seen that already. And just keep leveling up. Keep checking us on the podcast. Hit me up on Twitter and let me know how the Dragon Ball Z things on the project went for you, and how Dragon Ball Z again went for you outside the project as a whole, as a series, and as a influential factor in your life. All right, so we're gonna get out of here, man. That's it, man. That's it. That's Dragon Ball Z, man. I tried to go through as much as I could without trying to overdose, but man, that's it. So the door is shut, and no mulligans or anything like that. So man, if anything I didn't say it. So I mean, I guess it's the comment section from now. So hit me up, and that's it. A rosary life all day, divine mercy all day. Hail Immaculata, thank you for bringing me this point, and allowing me to get through Dragon Ball Z and dissect Dragon Ball Z and talk about these characters like this, and delve deep into the most influential fiction in my life. Like, that's never gonna change. That's never gonna change. I wonder what it's gonna look like when I'm 60 years old still watching Dragon Ball Z. But it's good. It might be kind of sad at that point because Gohan's still gonna be 12. But oh well. But we'll see you next time for more stuff. And that's it. That's it. That's a wrap on Dragon Ball Z. So take care of yourselves. Level up again, and enjoy the AMV. And we are out of here. The World Cheater Boy, World Cheater Project. Thank you so much.
Yeah. I remember me and D used to talk about this kind of stuff all the time, like what it's gonna be like when you get closer to your dreams. I didn't know much then, but probably tell you a little something now. Mr. Big Dreams, no tolerance. Cut you at the house and have a holler sense. Get bored quickly. He stay grown, so the PH-tron had to get poured quickly. Ex-girl stripping, I can't stop her. New girl tripping, but I can't drop her. Cause I need something to balance out the fact that it's hard to find a woman when you talented and black. When you hollering at labels and they silencing you back. Cause you fail to thoroughly discuss some violence in your track. Well, gunshot for the young yacht owner. See, there's everybody else, then there's one top loner. First place is often the worst place, but fuck it, I love it here. I call it my birthplace. Whenever I walk in, they making the worst face. Surrounded by Filipinos, I think of the worst case. Watch blue and green diamonds, I call it the earth face. I'm getting your cake, I'll tell you how your dessert tastes. I get a dessert plate, I eat pedigree as your meal. I've been Urkel for some years, it's better being Jaleel. No, I rock lean snap, it's better being this real. It's better driving the car with the letter B in the wheel seat back. Like saying tank on E, I got the drink on me. You better bank on me to be the one and only nigga that you ain't gon' see in the club with a model spilling drinks on me. Nah, give me 20 in a tank on 3. I'm in the range bumping Keisha Cole singing off key like I'ma spare y'all. Why you wanna judge me? I don't ever compare y'all. The city is mine, I know it because I'm near y'all. And ain't even started. I'm really trying to prepare y'all. Spring 07, second quarter, I'm dropping. With or without a label, man, I'm committed to popping. And take over the summer, tour to tour hopping. I'ma meet a lot of women, I'ma do a lot of shopping. Really no other option. Spend a lot of money just to make it back. Anybody I dissed in a song, I don't take it back. Same rappers that's holding your face saying Drake is whack, or checking my availability just to make a track. I promise, mama, I'ma do it, cause I know I put you through it.
I know I put you through it, baby.
And I just want you to sit around with your friends at a dinner table and say my baby's famous, and I knew it.
Yeah.
And there wasn't nothing to it. I've drawn it and drew it till the pen was out of fluid. The ballpoint run out and all joints come out classic. Rappers are fake, we can all point one out.
Yeah.
Like to introduce you to the first lady of the ATF.
Closer to my dreams.
Miss Andrina, man.
I'm getting higher. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I feel it in my sleep.
Sing it to him, baby.
I said I'm getting higher. Yeah. And closer to my dreams.
That's so
Whoa,
good.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Sometimes it
Feel like I gotta reflect.
like I'll never
It's been a crazy year, you know what I'm saying?
closer to my dreams.
See what I can say about this shit.
Look, I took a plane to Hawaii with D, and we was tripping off of the speed at which life progressed. From meeting Trey in Atlanta to doing a cameo in this video, which made everything right with X. I got too many records and not enough shows, for too many rappers and not enough. Well, you can feel the blanket. They trying to be the best, just trying to place in the ranking. Daycare, playpen, drop out. The grade 10 drop out. The summer 05 with the gray bench drop out. Charcoal charger, racing through back streets on my Craig Davis shit, the awful Dodger. Shoulder armor, I told her I'm about to get my run on, so hold the commas. Times have changed, now I'm older, mama. And these niggas ain't solid, they folding drama.
Yeah.
And that's the realest shit I ever wrote. A compilation of mental thoughts that I never know. And high haters, I'm back off of hiatus. How your album doing? I'm getting cake off of my latest. Anticipated like the iPhone. Respecting in any city that I roam. Summertime, wintertime, dinner time, anytime. Bet I am that nigga in my town when I arrive home. Yeah. One more time before we turn the lights out, ladies and gentlemen.
Sing it to him,
Closer
Trina.
to my dreams.
Lights about to
I'm
go
getting
down.
higher.
Curtains about to close, but
I feel it in my
I want y'all to enjoy yourself on the way out.